Okay. All right, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome. We want to welcome all of our parents and families to the Parents as Partners in Education webinar. My name is Tasia Bagani, and I am the Early Childhood Director at Friendship Public Charter Schools.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. G, and I'm Miss Bagani's partner, and I'm the Director of Reggio-Inspired Education. The Reggio philosophy informs much of what we do to support your child's learning. And this begins with honoring your role as your child's first teacher. So your child is born competent, creative, and full of potential. And we ask you to listen carefully to your child and respond like a game of tennis. Your child will serve by letting you know that something has captured their attention. And then you can return this serve by using words or a smile or moving closer to acknowledge what the child is interested in. And then this is a perfect opportunity for you to extend the conversation and deepen their learning. But you are not alone. So what does it mean to be an educational partner? You are partners with your child's teacher, the teacher's assistant, and with us. And we are here to help you in every way we can. But you are our partner and you can help us as well. And so, as a parent partner, you need to listen to your child, like we just spoke about, with serve and return, like a tennis game. You can extend your child's learning in the home by reading to your child every day. You can share about the joy of learning new things. So if you've learned something new, tell your child about it. It gets them excited and lets them know that you enjoy learning as well. And engage in weekly home learning activities, which we're going to talk about today in this webinar. And then there will be some parent meetings that will be important for you to attend as well. So why do parents need to be involved in education? Well, the research shows that it is positively associated with your child's achievement. So there's a lot of research to support this. And in addition, there's research to support the importance of academic socialization. And that's just a big word that just means talking about school and the importance of school and how that can make a difference in your child's life. Making time for reading every day. All of these things help your child understand that schooling is very important and will really benefit them. Children also feel better about themselves and about school when you are involved. So the important thing at the beginning of the school year is to build a trusting, reciprocal relationship with the teacher and with the teacher assistant. And a reciprocal relationship is a two-way relationship. So you are a team. You're working on being a team and having a team approach to supporting your child. In the virtual setting, this starts with really getting to know the teacher and assistant, which can be a little more challenging. But if you, are available for phone calls and even some individual Zoom meetings, these are great ways for the teachers and the assistants to get to know you and for you to get to know them. The other critical aspect is that you are part of this classroom community. And right now it's a virtual classroom community. So it's important to post children's photos and their art creations and videos to share and give your child a sense of belonging to this classroom community. It's also important to let your teacher know if you or your scholar needs assistance with anything. Keep your teacher informed of any changes at home that may affect the scholar. And talk to your scholar when they're offline about the teacher and about their classmates. All of this will help to build a classroom community and a reciprocal relationship. How does your child benefit from your involvement? Well, just by being involved, it creates a consistency between school and home. The child feels like both of these environments are working together. Your child feels more relaxed. They feel more secure and more confident. They develop self-management skills, which are really important for learning and also for life. And like I said before, they perform better in school.
All right, so now that you know why it is so critical for you to be a part of this very deeply, we're going to jump right into the at-home framework that we developed because we believe that this will be successful for you and for your students. So I know that many of you have already attended your school-based meeting, either with leadership or with teachers or with both. And somewhere between 9 and 11:45, your child will be online with his or her teacher, right? And then at noon, we know that everybody comes back. We do this wonderful closing circle. And of course, there's time in there for lunch. We really want you to do your best to make time for free play, whether it's indoor or outdoor. We really want children to continue to move those big muscles called gross motor. We love it. You make time for rest. Because, if we do come back into the building, we want students to still be acclimated with taking a rest. And based on your campus schedules, somewhere between 2:30 and 3:30 or later or earlier could be time for specials such as PE, art, music, Spanish, etc. Now from 2 to 4, right? That little bit of time, we're just going to go over what happens Monday through Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 2 to 3, just know that your child's teacher will be available to support you with any questions you have. They could support you via the telephone, via a one-on-one, Zoom, etc. Right? But from 3 to 4, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, or just know that you may get a phone call from your child's teacher just to check in with you, to see if you need anything, to see how they can help you, etc. And then on Thursdays, we're going to talk a little bit about this as we continue to go through the webinar. Starting at 3 o'clock, we're asking that you attend something called a Parent PLC. And PLC stands for Professional Learning Community. And that is just a time for all the adults to get together to talk about what is going to happen in the next week. But we'll get deeply into that in a little bit. And then we ask that in the evening that you do a read aloud and have some dialogue with your child. So that is the framework that we think during this time will be successful. All right, so into the components of this framework, the at-home piece. So before or after the virtual session, whatever works with your schedule, we are asking that these components here that you do with your child, a quick centering activity, the online platform, which is education.com, an open-ended art activity, a hands-on math or literacy activity, an investigation, and do some work in their practice workbook, all right? Now we know that everyone needs to stay organized. So what we've developed is something called the weekly at-home learning plan. And on a weekly basis, your child's teacher will either email this to you, post it in the Google Classroom, send you a text of it, some way, somehow, you will get this from your child's teacher. So the first page here, that's the colorful page right here, just outlines what the components of the at-home learning plan are. All right, and then pages 2, 3, and 4 will specify the activities that you need to do that require an explanation. All right, so on page 2 and 3, there will be the literacy hands-on activity, and it will be explained how you do that. And then on the last page, page 4, it will explain what happens during the investigation. So we're trying to keep you organized so that everyone is successful during this time. So feel free to print this, take a picture of it, and just put it up on a weekly basis to keep everybody organized. All right. Now, I love organization and I like to keep things together. So we got the weekly at-home plan. What do we need to do in the home? So if you build a great space, we are hoping that the children will want to come. I have a 4-year-old, I need to build this space. Somebody come and help me. But we are here to hopefully give you some tips that will be helpful in setting up this at-home space, because we do want children to be successful at home with you, right? So we're asking that you set up just a space in your home that is well lit, all right? As calm as can be, and make sure you have all their necessary materials in that space. It's a great idea to allow your child or your children to even help you organize and decorate the space, because then that will give them more of a connection to it. So when we think about the space, get a good table, get a good chair, okay? Think about a little corner of your house or a little corner of their bedroom. That could be a helpful space. Make sure you got all their materials there, folks, all right? I love zip bags. All her things are going to be probably in zip bags. If you have recycled boxes, recycled milk cartons, clean them out, cut them in half, put the stuff in there. You got an old shoebox, let the baby decorate the shoebox, put the things into the shoebox. We know that they get thirsty, put a water bottle there for the children. And in terms of lighting, this is just a tip when it comes to lighting. You want the light to be in the front of the child's face and not in the back. If the lighting is in the back, what it'll do is it will cause a glare right into the camera. So when you're thinking about this space, right, be thoughtful about that and put the lamp in the front. If you got a window in the back, try to put the shade down. It will cause a glare. So if you take a look at these three pictures here, you can see that this is from one of our colleagues who set this up for her nephew. And you see that there are numbers that are at eye level. You see that there are letters of the alphabet that are at eye level. You see that there are a number of materials that you can just find in your house to create a shelf. I mean, she made shelves out of some cardboard, right? You see some Legos that the children can count with. You see a desk, you see a chair. So be creative, be thoughtful, and let the children help you in setting up this space. Okay, we're going to keep moving and we're going to get into more details about each component. All right, so we're going to talk deeply about the centering activity, why it's important. We will talk about education.com, how you access it, what you need to have, why we're using it. We will share about the open-ended art activities. We will talk about the hands-on emergent literacy activities and why those are so much fun and so important. We'll talk about the investigations, and then we will get into the home practice workbook.
So let's talk a little bit about the centering activities. Why centering activities? What is important about this? I like the title here where it says, helping your child focus, follow plan B. Helping the child be in the moment. So centering activities help calm your child. It calms their mind, it calms their body, and it helps them to focus so they're ready to learn and ready to engage in the activities that you have for them to do that day. Mindful awareness is about being in the present moment. And when we are mindful, it reduces our stress. This is true for adults too, not just children. It lowers our blood pressure. It helps us to successfully engage. So it's really, really important. And then one of the ways that you can do this and encourage your child to do this is through deep breathing. And the positive thing about deep breathing is that children always have their breath with them. So once they learn this technique, they could use it at any time. And so you want them to breathe in deeply through their nose to a count of 4, and then breathe out through their mouth to a count of 4. And if they do this about 5 times, they're going to feel significantly calmer. Another activity is to focus on gratitude. Gratitude puts us in the present moment. It makes us feel calm and it makes us feel peaceful. And you could do this on a daily basis. You could say, what are you thankful for this morning? Or before they go to bed, what are you thankful for that happened today? And if your child, doesn't have something to say immediately, you could model it for them and you could tell them what you're thankful for. And then they're probably going to think of something they're thankful for. Yoga poses are also very good. They build stability and strength, and they also calm the body. So the little girl is in a lotus position, and we put some different yoga positions in the family guide, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But children can do a variety of poses like the tree pose and the resting pose. And these yoga poses help to relax them and get them focused. And then you could listen to calm music. So you could listen to classical music is very calm, or other calm music that you like. So all of these things are choices that you can do for about 5 minutes before you get started on the activities. At the bottom, I put nature walks, not that you'll have time to do a nature walk before you start getting into your activities, but this is something that really helps people get calm, adults and children. If you can take a walk in nature and use all of your senses to listen, to smell, to see, you can really calm your body. We are from nature, nature's a part of us, and nature walks are a really good calming activity.
All right, the second component is the online platform, which this year is education.com. We really like it. We really like the content this year very much. The games, the read aloud, the activities. So all students will have an education.com special code that your teacher will send to you very soon if they have not sent it to you already. Teachers will be able to assign work either as a whole class or on an individual student label, or both. All right, once you log in, In the student portal under assignments, you'll be able to see exactly what the teacher has assigned and when it is due. We are only asking that students spend about 10 minutes on this platform. And we know that in the beginning, we can build up that stamina slowly. Please support them as needed. And we also recommend taking some time to explore education.com for yourself and with your child. There are wonderful open-ended art activities there. There are great crafting activities. There are really wonderful read aloud and games also on the site. So take some time to explore it before you have to jump right into it.
Okay, and then we're asking you to provide 3 open-ended creative art activities for your child each week. So these are called process art activities. And process art is the creative journey. It is not about the end product. So later when we speak about the family guide, I will tell you where you can find these activities. But the main thing is that this type of art is focused on the experience and the exploration of the materials. Most of these activities can be done with natural materials like you see on the screen with the butterfly made of leaves and petals, or it can be with household items, things that you have around the house. And we will be talking about some art materials that we're sending home that you could also include in some of these activities. But the point is that the child can choose. They have so much choice in process art because there's no particular end product that has to look a particular way. So this really supports your child's creative expression. And they could choose to create, let's say, a butterfly, and then they could take those same materials and choose to create a completely different insect. So instead of giving your child this picture that would show them this particular butterfly, it's really better to show them an image of a real butterfly or images of real insects, and then provide the natural materials and let them be inspired by the images of the real insects to then create their own insect. So this is a lot about student choice. It's a lot about creativity. So once you set up the materials, stand back and see what your child creates. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about the hands-on math and literacy activities. So these activities, you will have 1 math and 1 literacy activity each week. We ask that you repeat them for 2 days. So your literacy activity will be on Monday and Tuesday, same activity, just do it 2 days in a row. And then your math activity will be Thursday and Friday, same activity, just do it for 2 days. And these activities will always begin with a song, a poem, or a nursery rhyme. And this helps develop phonological awareness, which is a very important skill. It's a foundational skill for paying attention to the sounds and syllables and words that then support reading and writing. So this is going to give your child a lot of practice doing this 4 days a week. And then the song or poem or nursery rhyme is going to connect to the hands-on activity in some particular way. So this is an example. This is the 5 Little Ducks song, and I can't sing very well, but I'm going to sing a little bit of it. So it starts out by saying, 5 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said, quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you will have a link to the song so that you can sing it with your child. You can look up the lyrics. They should be printed on the lesson plan. And then when you've repeated this several times, then you'll move on to the hands-on activity. So in this particular case, it's going to be a mystery bag. And in the mystery bag, we're going to place a number that you will write down and stick in the mystery bag, or a certain number of items that represent that number. So if your child is not recognizing numbers yet, you would put, let's say, for example, 2 sticks instead of the number 2, or 2 items. It could be whatever you have. If you had little ducks, that would be great. But if you don't, it could be any item. So you put them in the mystery bag, and the important thing is that they can't see through this mystery bag. So get a bag that's opaque so that they can't see what's in there, and then start giving your child some clues. And remember, it's tying to the song, so it has to be a number between 1 and 5. Okay, so in this case, let's say I chose the number 2. So I could give clues, and this will be on the plan. You could create your own clues, but some will be provided for you. So you might say, it's the same number as hands that you have. It's the same number as eyes that you have. What number do you think it is? And then the child will guess, and then you can pull out the items, and then you can count them. And you can continue playing this as long as your child is interested. Okay, and then another thing we're going to do that we want you to do in the home is to set up an investigation. Children are very curious, and this really engages children when you set something up without any directions and see how they explore it. And we're trying to see just how children approach a new situation, a new investigation, what draws their interests. We really like to build on children's interests, so we like to see, what does the child do instead of us telling the child what to do. So the teacher will set up this investigation on the virtual instruction, and so she will show you how to set it up. She will engage the children, and then you'll receive a document. That's one of the documents that you'll receive that will tell you how to set it up at home. And we're keeping it to very simple materials that you should have either outdoors or inside, nothing you have to go out and buy. And so that'll tell you how to set it up. And then we just want you to sit back and just observe what your child does. And there's a place for you to record these observations. We want you to record what draws your child's interest. How do they start the investigation? Just write very simple notes about what you observed. Take some pictures, perhaps take a video, and then you can share this with the teacher when you have your parent learning community meetings that you're going to hear more about in a few minutes. And also maybe post it in on the platform just to build a sense of community with the class. So every week the child will get a new investigation, but you will receive all the directions, how to set it up, the kinds of questions to ask. We will even include some books, some links to some books that could enhance the investigation. So let's say your child investigated on Wednesday and you recorded everything, and then you leave it set up and they want to investigate again. You might read them one of those books because it might give them some other ideas of different ways to explore.
So before I share about the sixth component, just want to say it's always helpful to set up with children what they're going to do. So right now we're going to work on X, or we are going to sing the song and play the mystery bag game, or now it's time for you to get on education.com. And we also want to say that give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, and give yourself time to be just kind to yourself during this time, and work your way up to doing this well. If you need support, reach out and ask. Okay, so the sixth component is the workbook, all right? But it's practice. It's just that. It is practice. So every student has or will have already, depending on if you picked up your materials or if you haven't yet, get a bound workbook. Put it in the work area, all right? Take some time to investigate it together. Flip through it. It's color coded, all types of things. There are many books in the back that you could rip out and cut and put together. And so we are asking that whatever the teacher assigns, 1 to 3 pages, sometimes daily, sometimes not daily. We're just asking that you support your child in completing, to the best of their ability, those pages. The workbook is there to work to support your child with pencil grip, letter and number formation, a lot of writing, and a lot of those academic skills in terms of counting, all right? Knowing their letters, knowing how to write their name, rhyming, identifying sounds, etc. So for preschool, we're talking 1 to 2 pages, fewer pages initially. For pre-K4, we're talking just 2 to 3 pages, and of course, fewer initially. Those pages, again, may not be assigned every day, and that is fine. We want to let you know, in this workbook, it is all right for them to make mistakes. It's a practice workbook. We're practicing. We want you to know that they will need your support, and that is all right. And we want you to know, because I know you already know, that sometimes they may get frustrated with this book and this pencil and this paper, and that's all right. If you need to stop, if you need to come back, that's okay. If you got through half, that's all right. The goal here is to practice. Okay, so we just talked a whole bunch about student learning. I'm talking about your learning now. So we invite you to join on Thursdays the Parent PLC, that professional learning community that the teacher and the assistant will lead. So those are Thursdays starting at 3. They may run for about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how much you got to say and how much there is to share. So we ask that you attend this to learn about what will be upcoming for the next week. What are the goals in the virtual classroom? What are the goals for the at-home activities? All right, teachers will share new techniques and new ways to engage with students at home, and sometimes parents will share as well. We also want you to share during this time about what you observe as your child engages in those weekly investigations. So for the PLC, our big goal is that you are able to communicate with each other and connect with each other, because we know that during this time, over communication is way better than under communication. So we hope that this parent PLC will, keep everyone connected and informed and feeling supportive.
And we're also providing for you an updated family guide for this fall. And there's a lot in this family guide to support what happens at home. So there is a summary of these 6 components that we've been presenting about this afternoon. There's also information about sharing books with children and developing their language and literacy skills. And again, as Ms. Bagani said, you can also find some books on education.com. So we do encourage you to look at those books as well. But there are some YouTube links there. And once you start sharing books, you'll see YouTube links for other books that you might find interesting, and you can share those with your child as well. There's information about having conversations and singing with your child and the importance of these activities in developing language and cognitive skills, also phonological awareness like we talked about before. And then there's a whole section on creating process art, and there are 25 different creative open-ended art activities that you can do with your child in this resource guide. And most of the materials that you need are either natural materials or household items, and a few art materials that we are providing for you. So enjoy those activities and share them on, your class community platform. There's also some other hands-on activities, that encourage problem solving and build self-confidence. There's a weekly and a suggested daily schedule. This is just to help you get organized and kind of share some skills that your child could be developing when they're, let's say, setting the table to have lunch. So thinking about just different ways that you can continuously support your child's skills and their growth and development. And then the last section there are additional resources that can extend the visual art lesson that will take place on Mondays. So every Monday, your child will be exposed to a master work of art, and they will talk about this master work of art with their teacher, and they will have a copy of this master work of art at home. And then in the family guide, there are some supportive resources that allow your child to explore that a little further, and then to actually creatively express themselves inspired by that artwork. So we hope you find this guide very useful and very helpful during this time.
And everyone can find the family guide on the friendship page under distance learning, under the resources. So it's right there in digital form. Okay. So I know many of you have already gone to pick up your materials. I saw you leaving with bags and tubs of things. And so not going to get too deep into the materials, but we've made sure that the students are getting quite a bit. Some Play-Doh, colored scarf, some pencils, whiteboard with an eraser and a pen, that beautiful watercolor palette, some crayons, linking cubes. Make sure you have all 20. Those craft sticks, make sure you got your 10. That ABC and numeracy placemat, I love it. We use it. Tell me the letter, find the letters in your name, flip it over, count some grapes on the 10 frame. I love that placemat. use that placemat, okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Use that placemat. You got your Draw and Write journal. Can practice writing. There are also mini books for them to write their own stories, a blank calendar for them to start to see the pattern of how the year works. Some construction paper there. Of course, that workbook, the art prints that Dr. G spoke of. They are all in one stapled unit there, along with the ABC flashcards and the geometric shapes and that mandala document. So if you see the two pictures that we have on this slide, just examples of what will be in your materials kit in addition to other things. Now, in terms of technology, we are sharing brand new information with you. So everyone in early childhood will be receiving a lovely 10-inch iPad. Here's the thing. There was a bit of a delay with the shipping. So you will be hearing from your child's campus for when you need to pick up that iPad. And pick up will be this Saturday. So we hope you are all right with making another trip to pick it up, or your first trip, depending if you have not gone yet, to pick up that iPad with the headset, the protective case, and a stylus for your child. So we hope that all of these materials, again, will put everyone on the path towards academic success during this virtual start to our school year.
And nothing without joy. This is one of our favorite quotes in the EC department here at Friendship. And so we hope that you approach this home learning with joy. Nothing without joy. So really have fun with your child, enjoy this process. And then we wanted to end with this quote. Parents are the ultimate role models for children. Every word, movement, and action has an effect. No other person or outside force has a greater influence on a child than the parent. So you are your child's first teacher. You are going to have the biggest impact on your child, but we are excited to partner with you on this process. And we hope that you're going to enjoy this virtual learning experience.
All right, we do have some time for questions, and we will take some. Okay, there is a question here from Facebook. Is this for all campuses? Can these be mailed to parents? Yes, the materials that we are discussing are for all of our campuses. And if you need them mailed, yes, please reach out to your child's campus and they will figure out mailing for you during this time. Okay, so if you have a question, it would be great to put it in the chat and we can check on it from there. Okay, I think we're good. So I think those are all the questions that we have right now. Okay, I guess we'll give it another minute just in case someone is typing. Oh, we do.
Yes.
The question is, will we be able to have one-on-one sessions with teachers other than one day a week? Yes, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. They will be available to take your questions and do what you need. Yep, so those 3 days, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Wednesday is early release, so they won't be available in the afternoon. And then Thursdays is for that parent PLC. We have a question about Group B. So depending on your campus, Group B should start somewhere around 10:30. Some campuses may have it at 10:15. Some campuses may have it at around 10:45. So if you're not exactly sure when Group B starts, reach out directly to your child's campus. All right, a question about pickup. Should you wait until Saturday to pick up his or her things? Miss Martin, here's what I'll say. I will say reach out to Mr. Harris or to the main office. And here's the reason why. I am not sure if they have specific grades coming in waves. So before I say just come on Saturday, I wouldn't want to say that. I will say check with the main office, check with Ms. Beatty, or check with Mr. Harris to see if you need to come on Friday or if you can come on Saturday for everything.
And I wanted just to let you know that if you need translations or any ASL services, to please let us know and we'll make sure to provide that.
Yep. Okay, we have another one. If you have a conflict with the PLC, all right, so everything will be recorded, manly, and so you can watch it at your leisure. But on Fridays, remember, teachers will be calling and you have time to ask questions. So if you were unable to attend on Thursday, maybe you could watch it Thursday night. And if you have any questions, the teacher's available Friday to catch you up. K Biggs, you're welcome for this meeting. No problem. iPads is for everybody. Everybody, preschool to first grade. iPads are for everyone. I will say the only thing you need to say if you need is if you need like a hotspot or something else that's technical. But iPads are for preschool through first grade students, everyone. Okay, you good?
Good.
Wait, oh, I see something. Wait a minute. Okay, we have another question. Miss Battle. Hey, Miss Battle. If Zoom will be the only app used for the children for class. So right now, Zoom is the platform. If anything else changes, you will hear it directly from your child's teacher.
So there's a question about headphones.
Headset with mics, yes. So you're getting the iPad, you're getting a mic'd headset, you're getting the protective case, and you're getting a stylus. Okay, so 4 big pieces of technology. Ms. Battle, you're welcome. Hey, Manley, we had a good time doing this. You're welcome. Okay, I feel like we're good. Everybody good? Yes, thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Okay, so if you need things, okay, email wecare@friendshipschools.org, or you can find me personally at tpagani@friendshipschools.org. So if you need support, we're here to help you as best we can. And I see one last question. I guess I can answer it. Kahinde, no, just the iPad. Instead of the Chromebook. So the iPad will be way more efficient and effective. All right. Thank you all. Take care. Everyone have a wonderful start to the school year and reach out if you need support.
Thank you very much.